Have you ever wondered why some people effortlessly command a room? You know, the ones who build these unbreakable relationships and achieve extraordinary success, while others struggle just to be heard. Well, welcome to this explainer. Today, we're unlocking the timeless secrets of an absolute masterpiece. We're talking about How to Win Friends and Influence People, written by the legendary Dale Carnegie and first published way back in 1937. Over the next 15 minutes or so, you're going to learn exactly how to make people instantly like you, how to win minds to your way of thinking, and how to change behavior without breeding a single ounce of resentment. This isn't just theory. This is a literal masterclass in human connection.
Okay, let's kick things off with a pretty shocking statistic from the Carnegie Institute of Technology. Think about it. We spend our whole lives agonizing over our hard skills, yet a staggering 85% of your financial and professional success is actually due to your personality, your leadership, and your ability to arouse enthusiasm in people. It's what Carnegie calls human engineering. Only 15% comes down to your actual technical knowledge. If you want to elevate your life, mastering human relations isn't just optional, it's the entire game.
So here's our roadmap for this explainer. First, fundamental techniques. Second, make people like you. Third, win people to your way. And finally, change people without offense.
Let's dive right into part one, fundamental techniques. Now, we all naturally fall into a really common trap. It's just human nature to feel the urge to criticize, condemn, and complain. But Carnegie gives us this ultimate rule. If you want to gather honey, don't kick over the beehive. Makes sense, right? When you criticize someone, even if they are dead wrong, they almost always instantly get defensive. They justify their actions. It damages their pride and just breeds resentment. But the path of mastery is all about understanding and encouraging. You have to stop judging and start seeking to understand why people do what they do.
So this really boils down to three fundamental habits. First up, you've got to banish criticism from your vocabulary entirely. Second, give honest and sincere appreciation. Notice those words, honest and sincere. Every single human being on this planet has a deep, burning desire to feel important. Cheap, fake flattery, that'll backfire. But genuine appreciation is like magic. It motivates people far better than any harsh feedback ever could. And third, arouse in the other person an eager want.
Which leads us to arguably the most powerful question you can ask before any interaction. What is in it for them? Look, we spend so much time pushing our own desires and our own agendas, but true influence is born from empathy. If you want someone to do something, you have to step completely out of your own shoes, see the world entirely from their perspective, and frame your idea around what they want. Create a win-win, and you will never lack influence again.
Moving right along, let's jump into part two, make people like you.
This all starts with an incredibly simple yet profoundly difficult rule. Become genuinely interested in other people. We are constantly trying to get people interested in us. We want to sound smart, successful, and fascinating. But Carnegie flips the script. Authentic curiosity builds lasting relationships. Being genuinely interested in someone else is infinitely more powerful than trying to be interesting yourself. So, how do we actually do this? Here are your daily actionable steps. First, smile sincerely. A real smile communicates warmth and confidence before you even speak a word. Second, remember names. A person's name is the sweetest and most important sound in any language to them. It's deeply connected to their identity and shows ultimate respect. Third, be a good listener. And fourth, always talk in terms of their interests, not yours.
Now I want you to be totally honest with yourself here. Do you listen to understand or merely to reply? Most of us are just waiting for our turn to speak. But if you want to be known as a great conversationalist, you actually have to let the other person do the talking. Ask thoughtful questions. Encourage them to expand on their thoughts. When people feel truly heard, trust is forged instantly.
All right, that brings us to part three. Win people to your way.
Let's look at a clear contrast. On one side, we have the results of forcing an argument. Carnegie reveals this completely counterintuitive truth. You can never truly win an argument. Think about it. Even if you destroy the other person with facts and logic, you've hurt their pride, and they will resent you for it. You lose their goodwill. Now, on the flip side is a real power move, admitting your mistakes quickly and emphatically. When you own your errors before the other person can even point them out, you completely disarm the conflict. It shows immense confidence and instantly builds trust.
To win people over, employ these rapid-fire techniques. Always begin in a friendly way. Think of it like a drop of honey that lowers emotional barriers instantly, whereas anger just builds walls. Always try to see things from their perspective. Replace "you're wrong" with "let's look at this differently." Use vivid stories to make a point, and when all else fails, throw down a positive challenge to inspire their competitive drive and creativity.
You absolutely must show your ideas, instead of merely explaining them. Dry facts and statistics are pretty much forgotten the moment they're spoken. But if you use vivid demonstrations, dramatic storytelling, and memorable examples, you capture attention and make your ideas truly stick in the minds of your audience.
Finally, we arrive at part 4. Change people without offense.
Look, giving direct, bossy orders is a fast track to rebellion. Literally, no one likes to be commanded. But asking guiding questions, now that is an empowering leadership tactic. Instead of barking, "Do this now," ask, "What do you think is the best way to handle this?" Doing this sparks their own creativity, gives them ownership of the solution, and completely bypasses their defensive reflexes.
So here is your ultimate leadership toolkit. Before you point out someone else's flaw, talk about your own mistakes first. It makes your feedback feel supportive and humble rather than highly judgmental. Always let the other person save face. Never humiliate someone in front of others. Make the fault seem really easy to correct so they don't lose hope. And give them a good name to live up to.
I want to pause on this one for a second because it is just a brilliant psychological trick. Give people a positive reputation to live up to. When you express immense confidence in someone's abilities, when you tell them you know they're the most detail-oriented person on the team, for example, they will naturally strive, with everything they have, to meet that high expectation. You literally speak their potential into existence.
So we've covered the fundamental techniques: how to make people like you, how to win them to your way of thinking, and how to lead without offense. But listen, knowledge without action is just entertainment. So I leave you with this final, provocative question. Which principle will you practice today? Seriously, choose just one piece of this 1937 masterclass. Maybe it's smiling sincerely at a stranger, or admitting a mistake to a colleague, or listening merely to understand. Apply it right now, today, and watch how it transforms your world. Keep learning, keep applying, and I'll see you in the next explainer.